Nearly 1 month has passed since Marion Orwellian Watch submitted a public records request seeking records related to the City of Marion's purchase and lease of 332 South Main Street. What should have been a straightforward request has instead raised broader questions about how the city searches for and produces public records. Instead of one coordinated response from the city, records have arrived piece by piece from individual departments over several weeks. Some departments identified only the records they held, with no indication that every office reasonably likely to possess responsive records was included in the search. Because this transaction involved multiple city offices, responsive records could reasonably exist across departments, emails, text messages, drafts, legal reviews, and meeting notes. As more responses arrived, several categories of expected records remained missing, raising a simple question. Were those records determined not to exist after a reasonable search, or were they never searched for? The city has produced some records, but they appear to represent individual departmental responses rather than one complete file. While these records provide some insight into the transaction, they do not appear to tell the full story of how the purchase and lease were negotiated, reviewed, financed, and approved. Among the records still requested are internal communications regarding the lease, communications with Marion Goodwill Industries, draft lease agreements, legal reviews and opinions, financial analyses, appraisals or market rental evaluations, records concerning the acquisition and intended use of the property. If these records do not exist, the city can simply state that after conducting a reasonable search. If they do exist, Ohio law generally requires they be produced unless an exemption applies. Public records laws exist so citizens can understand how government decisions involving public property and taxpayer dollars are made. When records are produced in fragments without explaining what was searched or who was included, the public cannot tell whether documents truly do not exist or simply have not been located. Transparency is not just about releasing documents. It is about demonstrating that a complete and reasonable search was conducted. That is how government accountability is built and how public trust is maintained.